This is a carburetor. Let's just say it's not the most efficient way to deliver fuel to an engine. And that's why we are building an electric fuel injection system.
Cause I was born for this, yeah. Born to run, born to ride.
Hello my friends and welcome to my laboratory. Before I start working on this fueling system, I need an engine, because this is what happened in the last episode. Yep, we are pretty much starting from scratch. So I jumped into Fusion and started redesigning. If you've watched my other videos, you know everything that fails gets redesigned to be stronger and more efficient. Around 48 hours of 3D printing later, this is what we ended up with. A split style crankcase, just like the real engines have, with 8 6mm holes to hold both sides of the crankcase together and 6 6mm holes to hold the cylinder in place. I've put everything back together. Once again I made the head gasket out of aluminum from a Coke can, and I used the racing gasket maker to make sure we don't lose any compression. So now that we have an engine, it's time to work on our fueling system. I found this injector online for $10, but for this injector to work we need fuel pressure. To be more precise, 3 bars of fuel pressure. So I also got a fuel pump. Let's test this setup to see how it works. I placed the fuel pump inside my fuel tank, hooked a fuel filter, because these small fuel injectors are really easy to clog, so we need clean fuel. And I turned the pump on to see how my system reacts to 3 bar of fuel pressure.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Yep, let's just say I need to clamp down these hoses. After making sure everything is tight, I decided to give it another shot. And this time everything stayed together. Well, now that we have 3 bars of pressure in our system, let's see how the injector works. Pretty cool, isn't it? The problem is that the only control I have over this injector right now are 2 wires, and my hands are definitely not fast enough to make the injector spray at the right time. So we are giving this engine a brain. Well, not that kind of brain. We are actually going to use this nano controller, which will read the signal from a crankshaft position sensor, so it always knows where the piston is. Based on that data, it controls when and how much fuel goes in the engine. It basically does the job of an ECU, but is cheaper, smaller and 100% custom. Well, now that we have a plan, it's time to put everything together.
I've been able to understand a lot of things, even things out of this world. But you know one thing that puzzles me? All these pretty girls, hold on, pretty girls.
With everything soldered, I also added a voltmeter and 2 buttons and printed a case for all my components. You actually thought it's gonna be that easy, didn't you? Well, my nano controller is fried. You can actually see the spot where it started smoking. Because my power supply is a 12-volt car battery, I had to use this small voltage converter. But apparently this is just a fancy looking wire, because it didn't convert anything and my nano got 2 seconds of 12 volts and died. He was small, but he carried big responsibilities. From 5 volts dreams to 12 volts screams. Rest in peace, Nano. So I got a new microcontroller, and this time a proper voltage converter. This one is actually super cool. You can select what voltage you want out and how many amps, so this one should give us no more trouble. After I wired everything, this is what I ended up with. Yep, I definitely need some cable management. So I printed the case for all my components. I made some slots for the voltage converter, a voltmeter, general power button and the power button for the fuel pump. With all the electronics done, I just need an intake that can hold my injector and also has something like a valve to control the air that goes in the engine, so basically a throttle body. I jumped into Fusion and designed an intake that can do all of that and printed it in PLA. I also added a lever, so in case the engine starts, I can control the throttle. Well, there we have it, everything is installed and ready to go. I just added a couple small details. Here you can see a fuel regulator that I made. I'm really proud of it, to be honest. It also has a pressure gauge so I can monitor and make sure the injector doesn't get damaged. Next up, I installed this small magnet on the camshaft. Basically, every time the magnet passes this sensor, the injector is gonna spray gas in the intake manifold. I also printed the belt tensioner. This was actually one of the many tips I got in the comments, and I want to say a big thank you for everyone who took their time to comment on my videos, and another big thank you to all my 1295 subscribers. Love you guys! Well, now that I have everything put together, I'm kind of nervous. This thing looks like some homemade explosive device. But anyways, it's time to test. First test, first failure. The weak link was the starting device on the flywheel. It snapped right off. But I printed another one, so we are ready for another round of testing. I don't know why I decided to use hot glue to clamp down the fuel filter, but it was obviously a bad idea. I used epoxy to repair it, and we are ready for another round of testing. A random spark ignited the gas that was coming from the exhaust and almost burned down my laboratory. But that's not even the worst part, because the spark plug wire was disconnected during the testing. At some point it touched with the Hall sensor and all my electric components are fried. Unfortunately, that's it for this episode. I'm not giving up, but it takes a while for my new components to arrive. I will keep redesigning and throwing parts at this engine until it starts. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.